Today on DC News Now, the DMV experiencing high heat with advisories across the region, tracking the hot weather and possible storms.
Dozens of people in the hospital after a dangerous gas leak. I'll break down what you need to do if you get exposed.
Stretching your dollar, get ready to shop and save. A third of the DMV will be celebrating a sales tax holiday. PG Native is one of many locals going for gold in France, checking in on where things stand. And heads up, adrenaline junkies. A new roller coaster is coming to Kings Dominion in Virginia. We'll tell you when it's ready to ride.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Mark Hall. Hot weather is placing certain parts of the DMV under heat advisories today. Meteorologist Damon Madsen joins us now with the latest check on the forecast. Damon, is it a repeat from yesterday?
Well, nearly a repeat, my friend Mark there. Yes, the heat and humidity, that's the one change here. It's dialing up a little bit more after what we have just been dealing with over the last few days. And again, that humidity is going to spike enough that we are likely to see heat index values just above 105 degrees. That feels like temperature is going to hit that next level here today. And that's why we have these heat advisories in place along and just east of the I-95 corridor of the DC Metro. Now, some of our western counties not under a heat advisory, but don't get me wrong, folks, it's still going to be sweltering even to the west, where the heat index will hit the triple digits later this afternoon. We're already seeing that as we go into this lunch hour. Frederick feeling like 104, Leesburg 102, and the district just short of the 100-degree mark with the heat index. So that's one factor that we will be dealing with now through the rest of the day. Air temps even will be climbing into the upper 90s. But at the same time, once we get the 2 to 3 o'clock hour, it's going to be hot and humid enough that we are likely to see isolated showers and storms bubbling up across the region. And we saw it yesterday. All it takes is one storm to cause some problems. So we're going to have to pay attention for that storm threat. Now, moving forward toward the end of the week, folks, when could we cool things down again? We'll have your full forecast coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. New this afternoon, a man has been arrested for the murder of 6-year-old Sean Payton. That shooting happened over the 4th of July weekend. The suspect is 33-year-old Rakeem Jagirius. The suspect was located in Ghana and has since been returned to the United States. Police responded to Akron Street in Temple Hills, where people in that community were celebrating the holiday. Shots rang out. Payton and a man and another woman were also shot. Payton died later at a hospital.
We believe this individual who we arrested was there, and a 6-year-old is deceased. Call it tragic, call it a gun atrocity, or whatever it is. Sean Payton isn't with us, and we believe that this person is the reason why.
A suspect is charged with second-degree murder along with other charges. Police believe that another suspect is involved. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. More than 20 people were taken to the hospital after a gas leak exposed them to ammonia at food processing plant in Loudoun County. The plant remains closed this afternoon. DC News Now's Jean-Marie Sissay has the new details.
Several employees here at Cuisine Solutions, a food processing plant in Sterling, were told they had no work today after more than 24 people were exposed to ammonia during a gas leak. However, some say that this isn't the first time.
It's happening sometime.
Dinesh Paudel has worked at Cuisine Solutions for nearly a decade. He says this isn't the first time for a gas leak.
They're gonna stop the plant for a little bit, and maintenance they're gonna fix it. After then they're gonna run again.
Loudoun County Fire and Rescue say Wednesday night's gas leak exposed more than 24 people to ammonia. 4 of them have significant symptoms, and they were taken to the hospital. On Thursday morning, many who planned on reporting to their shift were turned away. Only managers were allowed on site. Paudel says he's waiting for the okay to enter to help clear out any food that may have been exposed, but he isn't concerned.
It's comfortable. There is no any other issue, no concern. If the maintenance peaks inside, so we have to work here, like we have to remove the product like that.
Ammonia is a chemical used in fertilizer and cleaning supplies. It does have an odor, but it's a clear and colorless gas. It's actually considered a toxic chemical that can cause harmful injuries if exposed to the eyes, throat, and lungs. It causes irritation, coughing, and burns if someone is exposed to high levels of it. Now, if you are exposed, the CDC says it's best to get away from the area, remove clothing, and take a shower immediately, and contact 911 right away. It's not clear when the food processing plant will reopen, and the cause of the leak is still under investigation. Reporting in Sterling, Virginia, I'm Yammer Sasay, DC News Now.
Yamari, thank you. In Virginia, Prince William County police are investigating after police shot and killed a man in Woodbridge. It started around 8:30 Wednesday night on a 3400 block of Caledonia Circle. They say that they were responding to someone who was suicidal. They found a 22-year-old man who was armed. After several hours of getting the man to surrender, officers made contact and they shot the man. We will have much more in the story coming up on DC News Now at 4. Loudoun County firefighters back on the job. Lieutenant Chris Kirkstra spent the last 6 months receiving treatment from injuries during that massive home explosion in Sterling back in February. 10 other firefighters were also injured. Volunteer firefighter Trevor Brown was killed in the blast. Happening now, President Biden is moments away from addressing the nation just hours after 2 U.S. citizens held by Russia on what the U.S. says are bogus charges have been released in a prisoner swap between the two countries. Reports say that former Marine Paul Whelan and Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich could be back in the U.S. as early as tomorrow. And national correspondent Trevor Shirley has more.
And those two men we now know were part of a much larger prisoner exchange that we're still learning new details about. The handoff was completed in Turkey and involved more than 24 people being freed between both sides. Both Whelan and Gershkovich were arrested and convicted by Russia on espionage charges. They both deny those accusations, which the U.S. says were made up by Russia. Whelan's been held since 2018, Gershkovich since March of 2023. At least one of the prisoners released by the West was a Russian assassin held in a German prison. Russian President Vladimir Putin is notorious for using bogus charges to arrest Western citizens as a way of gaining leverage over the U.S. and its allies. WNBA player Brittany Griner was another high-profile American arrested in Russia. She was released in a similar exchange back in 2022. It's expected both Whelan and Gershkovich could be back inside the U.S. by the end of this week. Reporting in Washington, I'm Trevor Shirley.
Thanks to Trevor. This weekend in Virginia, you have the opportunity to shop for essential items tax-free. The three-day holiday designed to help you buy everyday school and hurricane preparedness products without having to pay sales tax. Well, the holiday includes both in-store purchases and also online items where you can save up to 7%. Virginia Department of Emergency Management says that this is not only a chance to save a few dollars, but to get a head start on key items that could be more expensive if a hurricane approaches.
Being prepared for emergencies means having a lot of things on hand, and that can be really expensive for folks who live paycheck to paycheck, or even if you do have good means, it's still expensive to have an emergency kit. So coming up with our Virginia tax-free weekend this weekend, a lot of emergency preparedness items are going to be tax-free.
And you can learn more about what applies to the tax-free deal right now on our website, dcnewsnow.com. Well, as the start of the school year gets closer, we're helping you save money on back-to-school shopping, and these deals on Amazon could help stretch your dollar. A package of Bic mechanical pencils now nearly half off, and you could save nearly 30% on a Puma Evercat backpack. Plus, Benco stackable lunch containers are also 50% off. Well, if you're a thrill seeker, if so, Kings Dominion in Virginia's amusement and water park is unveiling what is said to be one of the world's tallest and largest roller coasters. Delaney Hall went to the park to see what new thrills are in store.
Excitement is building at Kings Dominion as work begins on the park's newest coaster, Rapterra. The new coaster, set to open in 2025, will be the tallest and longest launched wing coaster in the world. Soaring at 145 feet, the 3,086-foot-long ride starts with a launch that brings riders from 0 to 65 miles per hour in just 4 seconds.
You're sitting in a chair basically on a wing. There are 2 seats on each side of this wing, and it's a series of wings that then gets launched and then takes on kind of the feeling of flight.
Ken Parks is the creative force behind the project and says the ride is perfect for thrill seekers. After the launch, riders will plummet into a dive loop and navigate 3 inversions.
There are several twists, a lot of speed, and the launch, of course, gets you going very quickly into this huge flyover.
Riders will find the 89-second ride at the site of the familiar Volcano roller coaster that towered over Kings Dominion for decades. It's a piece of park history that Parks says was crucial to the new coaster's design.
We could never bring back Volcano, and that wasn't the intention. We are creating a new experience, but we certainly want to pay homage to what has come before and what we loved, and so we worked that into our story.
And like any good roller coaster, this one has an immersive story for riders. They'll follow a team of archaeologists who unearth the remains of a temple that once honored the mighty jungle hawk.
There was this temple that celebrated this bird of prey that was found within the jungles. It just happened to be at the base of a volcano that collapsed in on itself. And that is now giving the opportunity for guests to go and explore with this group that we have in Jungle X called the Way Foundation and seek new adventures.
Bridget Bywater is the vice president and general manager of Kings Dominion and says she's already looking forward to the coaster's opening.
Often people think that the point of the rides is just to get on a ride and ride it, get off and get on the next ride. And in all reality, this is about living through an experience, a unique experience with your friends or your family.
The coaster's opening coincides with the park's 50th anniversary next year, with construction expected to wrap up this fall. For now, park goers will have to wait, with tall fences hiding the mystery and excitement behind Rapterra.